The Chicago Bears have a huge matchup ahead of them tomorrow afternoon versus the Baltimore Ravens. But at a time like this where we need all hands on deck, the injury bug has bitten us in the locker room. So on today's mailbag episode, we got to talk about the Chicago Bears players that must step up versus the Baltimore Ravens to help us give us a fighting chance to win the football game. Y'all know we're going to talk about it, break it all down, get into the mailbag, but obviously you already know you got to hear the music first.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Chicago Bears fans? Welcome back into another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears. I'm your host, Head Bobby, and I'm bringing you this episode to talk about this matchup versus the Baltimore Ravens. So if you're tuned in, locked in, and ready to talk Bears football, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. No C-Dub today. We got some things to handle. So, but hey, still gonna bring y'all some fire for today's mailbag episode. But before we get into the mailbag aspect, I want to talk about the Chicago Bears that must step up versus the Baltimore Ravens to give us a legit shot to win this football game. We know when we talk about the Baltimore Ravens, the Baltimore Ravens, they are not in a good spot, but they do have an opportunity to go out there and give themselves a fighting chance to potentially get back in the playoff hunt, to go out there and try to position themselves to where they can go ahead and be one of those teams that can eventually make the playoffs. The Baltimore Ravens currently are coming off that bye week, and they have a 1-5 record with a pathway that could potentially get them back in the thick of things for the playoff seeding. But us as Chicago Bears, us as Chicago Bears fans, and these players, we understand that what happened before we go and enter Baltimore. Shout out to my people from Baltimore. I know a couple of y'all out there, y'all call it Baltimore. But nonetheless, we don't give a damn what happened the last few weeks. That ain't got nothing to do with us. So our mindset should come in and be like, let's make it 10 times harder for these guys to go out there and try to make the playoffs, to go out there and try to win their division. We as Chicagoans, we're trying to make the playoffs ourselves. Nobody is going to feel sorry for us, and we damn sure ain't going to feel sorry for y'all. With the Baltimore Ravens, it's going to be an interesting one, and that's why I'm bringing you some players that must absolutely show up to this football game. The first one is the most obvious one. That is Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams has not played his best football this season in certain spots. In certain moments throughout the game, you see Caleb Williams go out there and put the Superman cape on, get outside of the pocket, and make an extravagant play. In certain points of the football game, Caleb Williams has not made those layup plays, and sometimes he's able to hit some really good plays, put the Chicago Bears in solid position at certain points, but we have not seen a complete fourth quarters of good football from Caleb Williams outside of the Dallas Cowboys game. At least in my opinion, there could have been some other instances as well, but a complete four quarters is what we need Caleb Williams to bring to the football field for the Chicago Bears, simply because with the expectation of Lamar Jackson being back in uniform for the Baltimore Ravens, the expectation is that that team over there in Baltimore, they're going to be energized. And while we are facing injuries of guys like Tyreek Stevenson, Kyler Gordon, and Cole Kmet, and so on and so forth, they are now getting healthy in Baltimore, is what it's looking like. And regardless of what the record is showing, at least right now, we understand Prior to entering this season and before we were placed right now on this day, the Baltimore Ravens was considered a Super Bowl contender. So I still say that the Chicago Bears need to come out and try to not allow the Baltimore Ravens to get their engine started to where they can go on some type of run and make the playoffs or feel themselves a little bit more after this game. What they got going on ain't got nothing to do with us. The Chicago Bears, we need to handle business. And most obviously, it starts with Caleb Williams. The next player I'm going to bring up is Jaquan Brisker. Jaquan Brisker just recently spoke about how he wants to be a better leader, a more consistent leader for the Chicago Bears team, talking about how he needs to maintain that energy, how he needs to make sure he's holding himself accountable, being available for guys, and holding others accountable. So Jaquan Brisker, I believe in this game, can be the X factor. When Dennis Allen wants to send that blitz, he's going to send Jaquan Brisker. It was nice to have Kyler Gordon, or we wish that we could have had Kyler Gordon be a part of that blitz package as well. But Kyler Gordon is not here. Jaquan Brisker is expected to play. And we need Jaquan Brisker to go out there and fill the box score in a positive way with his tackling, with his playmaking ability, with things that we need to see from Jaquan Brisker. We need him to go out there and help the Chicago Bears defense tremendously, considering that there are a lot of players on the side, at least in that cornerback room, that are not available to us tomorrow. The next group I'm going to bring up is my defensive line. And the reason I'm not singling out anybody is simply because I believe that the defensive line of Montez Sweat, Deo and Dingbo, you got Grady Jarrett coming back. You considering Big Bill. You looking at Austin Booker, looking like he's going to make his season debut. You looking at Javon Dexter and others, and Dominique Robinson. I can't believe I'm saying Dominique Robinson's name right now in a regular season, to go out there and bring some intensity to this Ravens offensive line and bring some intensity to this game and bring some physicality to this game. The number one thing, if we paid attention last week, you seen that the Chicago Bears pass rushers was able to force Spencer Rattler up into the pocket. That changes this week. If you force Lamar Jackson, if he plays, up into the pocket and allow him or give him a lane, he's gone. So for my defensive line, you need gap discipline. I'm still trying to see if the adjustments and improvements to our run game is legit. We will figure it out, because not only do you have to think about Lamar Jackson in the run game, you got a mofo and Derrick Henry that nobody wants to tackle if you are not a linebacker or a defensive line. Cornerbacks and safeties, they don't want to really tackle him on any given Sunday because he's too damn big. So my defensive line, we need gap discipline. We need rush integrity. Not the same game plan that you brought to Spencer Rattler. This week, it has to change. So I'm bringing those guys into the fray as well. And the last guy that I want to talk about is Colston Loveland. And I'm not saying that he has to go out there and have 100 yards on the in receiving. I'm not saying that he has to go out there and have 8 receptions. But what I am saying is this is an opportunity for you to have an impactful game. I believe that the Ravens are going to game plan for Rome Odunze, and I think that they're going to try to take things away intermediately and over the top. What's going to be available to you, Caleb Williams and Colston Loveland, underneath? I believe there will be some space for these guys to operate. I believe that these guys will have some opportunities to take advantage of. Obviously, Caleb Williams has to hit those guys. And Colston Loveland, we need you to do Colston Loveland things. Last week, we seen you have a spectacular route and catch versus the Saints in the red zone. And I think that is going to be very, very important for the Chicago Bears offense to ensure that it is rolling. I think the run game is going to be good. So I expect Coast and Loveland to go out there and be good in the blocking scheme, and but then also have some type of impact underneath as a pass catcher, as Cole Kmet is now down. Is dialed down. So those are my four important people or group, however you want to dice it up. It's going to be Caleb Williams, Jaquan Brisker, the D line, and Colston Loveland. I think that these guys need to have and step up tremendously to give ourselves a legit shot to win this football game. Let me know how y'all feeling about that we just discussed. And we gonna get into this mail. Before we get into this mailbag, man, here's a quick message from our sponsors from DraftKings.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Hayes. And if you know nothing else about me, you do know that I love sports, each and every sports. And because of that, I've teamed with DraftKings Sportsbook for an exclusive offer for you guys. New customers can bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. It's $200 instantly in bonus bets. All you got to do is use my code Bear Central. It's the name of the channel that you're seeing this on, so you already know what the code is. It's Bear Central. The next great touchdown is coming, and you can bet on it with DraftKings. Stay in on the action and use your bonus bets on DraftKings. Same game parlays for a shot at even bigger payouts. If you love the thrill of live betting, DraftKings has got you covered. You can bet on live in-progress games as they happen. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still get in on the action and all the fun with DraftKings daily fantasy sports and have a shot to win cash prizes. Again, use my code BEARCENTRAL and tell them Hayes sent you. Peace.
All right, y'all. That was a message from our sponsors from DraftKings. Now it is time for the best part of these episodes on Saturdays, man. I enjoy them the most because it's all sitting down, y'all hearing my thoughts, but then ultimately I'm hearing you guys' thoughts and providing my opinion. Whether y'all like it or not, I ain't gonna hold you now. But hey, let's jump right into it. This first one is from Corey Mo.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? This your boy, Corey Mo, calling out of Little Rock. Look, I just wanted to call in and just give my thoughts because I know Hayes was speaking about how Ben Johnson is affecting the locker room, and I just want to speak and touch on that a little bit. Man, I know y'all done seen Ben Johnson after every win, man, how he comes to the locker room, man. And every time I see it, I be like, man, I would run through a brick wall for this man with no shoulder pads. And he actually doubles down on it. I know y'all seen it, the good, better, best. Never let it rest. The good gets better and your better gets best. That's the mentality and the attitude that he's bringing. And you can see it, and the players have all brought into it, man. Um, I think about, this defense and what we have in place right now. Just imagine what it's going to look like for this team once the offense starts clicking and humming like this defense is, man. Think about what he did with the Detroit Lions. They was good. They went like 9-8. Then they got better. Their offense got better the next year. And then just last year, they was at their best, averaging 30-some points a game for the whole season. They was the number one scoring offense. Imagine what's going to happen when we get that good, better, best imprint all through this offense. This defense is humming, is already looking very ferocious. I call them the baby monsters of the midway. If we could just get them sacks going, man, to complement that secondary and the ball hawking, the ball hawking skills we got back there, man, this team is going to be ridiculously crazy and incredible to watch, man. Yeah, but I think that's what he's bringing, good, better, best, man, where he's challenging his players to be good, get better, and become the best version of themselves on this offense, on this whole team as a whole. But I can't wait to see that take hold on this offense. Is already becoming effective in the locker room, and you could tell after every win, after a Cowboys win, that's when I first seen that mantra, man, and they have not looked back yet. I love it. Man, Ben Johnson been a godsend to us, man. So Chicago up, Little Rock up, but bear down, baby.
All right. Shout out to my man's Corey Mo, not Lori Mo, former mayor of Chicago, but Corey Moe from Rockford. Shout out to you, brother, for calling in. But I agree with you. I think Ben Johnson is trying to set the tone here. And I think that with this schedule that's coming up for the Chicago Bears, you need to go out there and set the tone, especially for some of the teams that you're going to see, especially in this AFC North. You're going to play the Baltimore Ravens. You're going to play the Cincinnati Bengals. You're going to play the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers, the rematch. It ain't necessarily a rematch, but you know what I'm saying, with the Steelers, but it's a personal one because Aaron Rodgers, they quarterback, but that's a little too far down the road. But I will say that this is the time to where you start building off what you've done in mini camp, in training camp, in the preseason, in the first few weeks of a season. This is where we really find out what teams are really made of because all the guys are going to get nicked and banged up right now. All the guys are going to be experiencing some type of injury, because they've been going through the battles. I think that this is a very important time for the Chicago Bears to see and put the league on notice that we're coming. We are arriving. Maybe we not a Super Bowl contender right now, maybe, but we're gonna set the tone to where you understand that Ben Johnson is building this thing out correctly, and we are coming for what we deserve in Chicago. And that goes for us fans too. We've been rocking with these guys for a very long time. And we seen what happened after a 4-2 start last season. Let's see if these guys can pull it all together, take that heartache that they experienced the last few years and utilize that as some type of thing that can catapult them into new heights. We shall see. It starts with this Baltimore Ravens game, and then you go on and face the Cincinnati Bengals. And I think that is going to be an interesting game as well. So I agree with you. Ben Johnson is bringing the good, better, best, and we ain't trying to let it rest. However you want to chalk it up, man. This is something that I'm excited about, but obviously it comes down to winning the football games. It comes down to winning the football games. So we shall see what the rest of the season is going to bring us. That might be a couple losses in a row, but hey, if Ben Johnson is really that guy, he's not going to let a losing streak stop his fire. He's not going to allow a loss to prevent him from coming back the following week to bounce back and put that best foot forward. And from what I've seen thus far, Ben Johnson has had this team prepared and ready to battle. Let's go out there and see if these guys are ready to battle versus the Baltimore Ravens, who record shows that they're not really good, but I still believe that they got some type of fight left until proven otherwise. So we'll see. But hey, appreciate the call, Corey Moe. But all right, y'all, we about to get into this next one. This next one is from Xavier.
What's going on, guys? This is Xavier calling in, man. I just want to speak about this Ravens game, man. I'm excited about this one, bro. Hopefully Lamar plays. We don't want to hear no excuses, bro. We don't want to hear no excuses. I want they got to be out there, and I want him to perform well, actually, so that it'll give the defense, or at least be 100%. Let's not perform well. I ain't gonna say that. That's crazy because he might go off. But I mean, after missing like 3 weeks or whatever that he's missed, I don't see him being like just great. I mean, like he'll be a little bit rusty, but if he's out there, hey, you got to produce. So that'll give people less ammo to come at us and say, "Oh man, y'all beat them without Lamar." Man, I don't give a damn, bro. It is what it is, bro. Because when we've been hit by the injury bug a hell of a lot this early in the season, and when we was getting our ass drugged the first 2 weeks, nobody was bringing that up. Nobody was saying that shit, and we've won some of these 4 games without key pieces of the team. JJ ain't out there, and he's our number one corner. So we ain't complaining. Kyler Gordon missed like what the first 4 games of the season. We ain't complaining. So it's like, man, like, bro, I don't want to hear shit. And that Baltimore defense, don't get me wrong, they have some people over there that are good. You still got Roquan over there. You got what's his name, Kyle Hamilton. All those guys, like, man, they ain't like they have names over there that are proven commodities in the NFL. So, man, bring it on, bro. I'm with all that shit. I want all the smoke, and hopefully our guys deliver and they go out there and they play with their fucking hair on fire because we need that. We need them to come with that energy. Because Baltimore ain't go roll over, and they need every damn game they can get right now. So if Lamar comes back, hey, be ready, bro. Because I still think, like I said, I don't think he's gonna be like great because he should be a little bit rusty. But we all know he does have weapons, and he can use his legs and make shit happen as well in the run game. So man, Chicago up there now.
Man, shout out to my man Xavier for the call. Appreciate you, bro. But I agree with you 100%. For anybody that was out there trying to duck the smoke or being like, oh my God, I hope Lamar Jackson misses this game. That's not how I'm trying to move in Chicago, at least right now, bro. And that's not how I'm never going to sit there and accept it. You know what I'm saying? I want to play the best so we can get better. I don't want to go out there and have an easy game because I don't believe that builds championship pedigree. Do you think that the Kansas City Chiefs look at their schedule and say, oh my God, I hope Justin Herbert's hurt? Oh my God, I hope Josh Allen is hurt. Oh my God, I hope Lamar Jackson is hurt. No, they go out there, show mugs that ain't nobody on their damn level, and they beat them. We trying to get to that. That's why I'm with you 100%. I am not ducking no smoke. If he plays, cool. If he don't play, cool. But I'm not going to be one of those guys that go out there and make statements to say, I hope that he doesn't play. Look, the chances of him playing, I don't know what the chances are. But I do know that the Baltimore Ravens, after playing us Sunday, have a Thursday night game. So that could be a factor. But you're never going to sit here and convince me to be a guy or want my team to go out there and duck smoke. I don't believe that builds championship pedigrees. You want to be the best, you have to beat the best. You have to beat the best. Every single season, Patrick Mahomes is going up against Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and their teams. Y'all think he ducking that and asking and hoping that those guys won't show up to the game? If you're one of those fans, you crazy. And I can't believe you tucking your tail. Let's go out there and see if these guys can give us a good effort and pull out a victory because this is the NFL. And I want these guys to build up this championship pedigree as the games goes on because at the back half of this record, we got more divisional games and we already down 0-2. So we need to bring some fire. So I'm 100% with you, Xavier. We not ducking no smoke. We want all the smoke because it's going to be better for our team. It's going to be better for our team to where no people can leave excuses. People are going to sit there and say the Chicago Bears got it done. Those are the words that I want to hear. The Chicago Bears got it done. Not avoided the smoke. I'm 100% with you, bro. Thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate you. But hey, we about to jump into this next one, y'all. This next one is from Ant, the Army vet.
This Ant Army vet calling in, kind of pissed off about Kyler Gordon not playing on Sunday. This man missed what 4 games this year already, and now he back hurt again. It sucks. I don't know if he came back too early or he tweaked or whatever in practice. Regardless of the fact, it sucks. Now we got Gordon out and we got Reek out. Like that's a tough blow to our secondary considering Jalen's still out. So man, I'm hoping these guys can, you know what I'm saying, keep up that intensity, keep up that pace because it's gonna be a tough go for us this coming game. You know what I mean? It's not saying that the Ravens got world beaters, but you know what I'm saying, Zay Flowers can get out there and do his thing. We've seen where one person done killed our team before, you know what I'm saying? When Kamara did it, I don't know, a few years ago. It sucks, but at the same time, I'm hoping that these guys come into play because regardless of who quarterbacking, man, it sucks for our secondary to have this many guys out. That's tough. That's 3 starters that's down in this secondary. It's tough. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully these guys come ready and these younger guys step up to the plate, you know what I'm saying, ready to do what they need to because it's gonna be a tough fight for this secondary. Sucks we got so many people out, man. Zay Frazier out, Terrell Smith out for the year, like those hurt, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna put our faith in offense because it might be a shootout game. So, and our defensive line, hey, y'all got to step up this game. This is the game to make y'all claim, y'all stamp that y'all is a defensive line, and y'all don't need help from somebody else because they gonna need that pass rush to get to these guys on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's tough. It's really tough, but I still feel like we can pull it out. We can pull it through, but it's gonna be a dog fight if we do. Also want to say something to that. I've been thinking for a while, ain't nobody spoke on, but like, y'all notice that ever since Ben Johnson became the head coach, we ain't seen or heard a whole lot from Ryan Poles. I think he's sitting back and enjoying the fact that he can be a GM and he ain't got to step into the limelight and press conferences and all these things. He can just do his job and sit back and relax and know that the team is taken care of. Like that says a lot about Eberflus, because we've seen a lot of Ryan Poles when Flus was the coach. Now that, you know what I'm saying, Ben Johnson the coach, I ain't seen or heard a whole lot from Ryan Poles. So, I mean, big props to Ben Johnson, you know what I'm saying? Kudos to him for being that coach. But, like, I think I like not hearing from our GM during the season as much as we need to. And only when we need to hear from him, we'll hear from him. So, I think he figured out he got the right one at the helm.
But hey, I appreciate that call, Ant the Army vet. Again, shout out to your service too, brother. I know you was talking greasy about my Air Force people, but nonetheless, we still brothers in arms. So I appreciate you. We'll talk greasy another day. But let's get into what you was talking about. But your first point about Kyler Gordon, I think that was an important one. I think that Kyler Gordon is going through something, and what I typically lean on to is when a guy enters the season injured, it's hard for that guy to bounce back. Typically, you know what I'm saying? We seen Jalen Johnson battle injury all this offseason into the season injured, and now he's probably done. I'm not gonna say he is, but probably. And then when it comes to the Ryan Pohl conversation, this is what GM is supposed to look like. When your team is not in turmoil, you know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to hit too much for Ryan Poles. The only time you want to see Ryan Poles is when they hit that locker room and they chanting good, better, best. That's the only time we want to see Ryan Poles. Anytime other that, unless we make a trade before the trade deadline, which me personally, I don't think is happening, but I could very well be wrong. I just don't think it's happening. But we shouldn't be seeing Ryan Poles while the season is going on. All questions and answers come from the coach. And that's how it's supposed to be, unless something drastic happens. A player gets in some off the field trouble, or a trade happens and people just ask what the thought process is on that. Or you have the old coach. I don't want to crap on them today. If you have the old coach and it just looks bad, and then you got to give answers to your fan base and let the people know what you're thinking. But I agree with you 100%. It is a good spot to be in, to not have to worry, where the hell is Ryan Poles? Because we don't really care. We rather hear Ben Johnson talk, because the team is looking good, and we hope that they can stay on this course of being a solid football team and just get better and better. But I appreciate the call, brother. Thanks for calling in. All right, y'all. This next one is from my man's Milton. Here it is.
Yo, Chicago Bears Central, them Cognac boys, what it do? It's your man, Milton the Dark Knight, calling in once again on this beautiful Friday, enjoying this beautiful weather out here in the VA in the 757. With that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. Ooh, man, we're going to have our hands full this week with Lamar Jackson and them Ravens, man, up in the DMV area, man. Ooh, and especially after hearing all the injuries our team's been taking, all I'm going to say is next man up and any given Sunday. Plus, it's going to be an early game, too, so we'll see how our team rises to the occasion. We've been winning 4 in a row, and I'm happy for the wins and everything. But let me ask y'all this, man. Over the week, since the last win, people up there talking about we need to put Tyson Bagent in since Caleb was playing like shit this past weekend and stuff. It's like every time we haven't had a good season or, back-to-back wins in a minute, and it's like, despite of us not playing well, but the other parts are playing good, they still want the backup to come in and take over Caleb's spot. So, I mean, what the hell? I mean, yes, we got to earn that respect on the field by winning the games. It just still pisses me off when they still can't give us at least a smidge of credit. And then it's just like, on top of the trade DJ and all these other players and everything like that, is we never, ever, ever get at least a little bit of slack when it comes to our team, man. It's like, it just pisses me off as a Bears fan hearing this from these so-called pundits. And then and then with the injuries and everything, I just pray that Ben Johnson and the staff will get the rookies involved in this game, because we're going to need it. We definitely going to need this weekend. And, a lot of them are saying, Lamar, you're going to come out there. And then, this is probably going to be a revenge game for Roquan Smith. Since Coles let him go, he's be seeing red coming over to that field. So we definitely going to have our game up. Be up there and handle our business, go for the dub, man. That's what I'm looking for. We got to go for this dub. We got to win. This is a must win, regardless of what anybody say. But anyway, Chicago Bears Central, I hope y'all doing well. As always, Chicago up, Bear down, FGB. Let's do the damn thing. Let's get this dub and be more. I'll holler at y'all in the next one. I'll holler.
So D, I holla. Shout out to my boy Milton, bro. Appreciate you calling in, dog. But I 100% agree with you, bro. I think that a lot of people, they be going too far with the, you know what I'm saying? For number one, Ben Johnson came to Chicago for Caleb Williams, right? So why on God's green earth would he give up on Caleb Williams after 6 games? Makes no sense. And shout out to my man's Drip, because he said this 4 years ago, and it still stands to be true. Women, reality TV shows, Bad Girls Club, etc., that's they soap opera. But for men, sports, that's our soap opera. And people are going to try to draw up anything that they can. If DJ Moore run off the field on Sunday and run to the sideline and throw his hat, people gonna say, see, he's mad at Caleb Williams because Caleb Williams didn't throw the ball. We need to trade him. And then I'm like, bro, I'm not a hater of Tyson Bagent, but y'all make a mug not want to be like, bro, like chill. So again, sports is a man's soap opera. And that's the greatest thing, one of the greatest things I ever heard come out of Hayes' mouth. And it stands to be true. Because if Milton, to your point, just real quick, if Coaston Loveland ball out with the absence of Cole Kmet tomorrow, just expect, this is just proof that we should trade Cole Kmet now. Just get ready for it, brother. Just get ready for it. Just scroll past it. Or just simply call people stupid, because that's what I've been doing all week. I'm like, this is the dumbest shit I ever heard. This is stupid. Some guy tried to argue with me. I said, I don't care what you say. You're stupid. And then just push it. And just keep it pushing or let it go. But I appreciate the call, brother. I appreciate the call. Before we get up out of here, we're going to get to this last one. This last one is from Keys.
Yo, what's the deal, fellas? It's your boy Keys, man. Hope all is well with you guys. With that being said, let's get to it, man. So we got the injury that comes out with Kyler Gordon. Don't know what happened, but it looked like it occurred on Thursday's practice. And we're still going in, and we got this game against Baltimore. Looks like Lamar's going to play, which, hey, competition, you gotta play, man. That's neither here nor there, bro. And you can't be scared to go in. But we do have a deficit this year with our cornerbacks. And luckily enough, I still hold faith in his coaching staff, and I hold faith in his team, because it is a brand new aura and brand new era. You know what I'm saying? Win or lose, they don't look like what they did last year with Eberflus. And, hopefully it looked like we wasn't going to try to make any moves. But when you down your 3 starters, or 3 guys that are, the best corners that you got, and then you have to basically play Hollywood shuffle with the rest of this, man, it's only right that when Monday comes, no matter the result of this game, we got to go trade for a corner. And, I think the best corner out there that would be available, and it'd basically be a rental for us, would be Reek Woolen from the Seahawks. Now, I don't think he's played this year, but I think his playing time has probably decreased a little bit because competition has happened. But hey, he's a press corner. He's 6'4", he's 210, and he can move. He plays. He knows how to jam. He knows how to do all that stuff. Why not go take a flyer on it? And then if it doesn't work out, we don't have to re-sign him or extend him. It's all about creating the things that could be best for us. And, we got to take advantage of it. Poles can't sell in his hands and all of that. Now, if these boys go out here like McLeod and you got Blackwell and a couple other guys, and they go out here and just play phenomenal, um, you know, then I still want to make that move. I don't want us to not be aggressive, and we can use one of our lower picks to go and get them on day 3. But the game is still going to come down to what we do up front. We look like we're going to get Grady and we're going to get Austin back. And, you know, we'll see what happens with that, bro. And our O-line, you know, we should be able to run the ball against this terrible defense and still pass the ball. So let's just see what happens, man. And like I say, I got faith in this coaching staff, but we can't ignore the issue that's going on. And luckily, Ben was on the team last year that dealt with a lot of injuries. But let me know what you guys think. As always, shout out up, bear down, y'all.
Appreciate you, Keys. Hey, thanks for calling in, bro. And before you gave the name Rick Woolen, that was the first cornerback on my mind. Simply because all of the reasons that you said, bro. Number one, his playing time is decreasing in Seattle. And, you know, they depending on guys like Devin Witherspoon and stuff like that. And how y'all know? I know because I follow it on NFL Central. Go ahead and lock in if y'all want more NFL breakdowns. But, Keys, I think you 100%, especially with the last point. I think it's going to depend on how those guys fill in the void while we have some players out. You have Kyler Gordon down. You have Tyreek Stevenson down. You have Terrell Smith out. You have Jalen Johnson out. I think that if you see good out of McLeod or you see good out of Blackwell, you should be solid. And you might not see much movement, but I agree with you. You might still have to bring in reinforcements just in case Tyreek Stevenson needs another week with that shoulder injury, or Kyler Gordon needs another week with that groin injury. So I think that is I think that that's something that you could entertain. Make the call to Seattle, see what happened, what's going on with Rick Woolen, and see if you can get him for a fifth. A fifth, not too bad. Not too many fifth rounders make it to the Chicago Bears lineup. And with the expectations that I have moving forward for the Chicago Bears team, I don't expect, you know what I'm saying, that to many places to be available as we move forward. Me personally, Ben Johnson said this is a roster that we can win with. So I wouldn't imagine there's going to be too much craziness going on this offseason for sure. But I 100% agree with you. If you can go out there and see what happened, what's going on with Rick Woolen, depending on the severity of the injuries and the guy of the guys that you have out, you absolutely go out there and bring in reinforcements just in case. I'm not mad at that. I appreciate it though. Thanks for calling in, my brother. Appreciate all the guys that called in, man. These shows are not happening without the voices of you fellas and some of our ladies that also call in. Ladies, where y'all at? We ain't heard from y'all all season. Make y'all introduction. We need to hear something from y'all ladies. Avi, Miss Taylor, where you at? Auntie Goon, where you at? And we got a couple up in there too that's been hiding for a while. Miss Tracy, where you at? I know I'm missing a couple names, but I know that those names I just named, y'all are avid Bears watchers. Pull up to the mailbag episode. It don't have to be on Saturday. It could be another day, and we gonna touch it. Go ahead and hit that line. But that is it for me today, y'all. We appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of Chicago Bears Central. Before you get up out of here, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel and hit that bell. We will be live for the Ravens game with C-Dub on the call. And then y'all already know post game to follow immediately after the conclusion of the game. If you want to be a part of the mailbag episode, the number to do so is 773-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears. So lock in, turn up, and make sure you bear down. That is it for me today, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Chi-Town up, bear down. Catch y'all on the next one for sure. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.